welcome to Racing World. This week, Singapore's night of international acclaim.
They're racing in the Singapore Airlines International.
We've got the SA Derby version 1 in South Australia. And the SA Derby version 2 in South Africa. Welcome back to Racing World as Singapore celebrates its biggest weekend of racing with the second leg of the World Racing Championships. But before we show you the Singapore Airlines International Cup, the main race on the first day of the two-day meeting at Kranji was the 1,200-metre sprint, the Lion City Cup. The horse giving the trouble behind the barrier was Lim's Reward, who stubbornly held up the start in somewhat comical fashion. With prize money of 350,000 Singapore dollars, or about 210,000 US dollars, the Lion City Cup was the final leg of the Singapore Sprint Series. Either number 1 95 Emperor or number 10 Hulk could still win a $50,000 bonus for winning 2 of the 3 sprints in the series. Former Horse of the Year 95 Emperor was favourite and the most interesting runner, having dislodged his jockey Jumat Saimi at the start of this race 12 months ago.
They're racing in the Lion City Cup, and St. Ark and Super Racer were slow to go. There goes Hulk towards the lead. First touches, chased up in second spot there. Lim's Classics coming over from a wide barrier. Super Racers taking closer order. 95 Emperor's in 5th spot there, followed by, on the outside there, Bless. He's about a length on Always Good, Really Good. Then further back in the field is Key Expression, and St. Ark is last. 800 metres to go, and First Touch went to the lead. Super Racers pulling hard in second spot. Then Hulk and Lim's Classic a length away to 95 Emperor, covered up by Bless. Behind those, Always Good, Really Good. Then Key Expression and a couple away to St. Ark. Approaching the home turn, 500 to go, and First Touch is the pilot. Super Racer right behind them. Hulk being hooked to the outside with Lim's Classic. Coming between horses is Really Good. They were followed by Key Expression, who's made up quick ground. He's coming home well. Then Bless. Lim's Classics coming home down the outside, but 95 Emperor has given them the slip. He got a terrific gap at the 300-metre point, and he's all set to score. Start cheering for the champ, 95 Emperor. This is his crowning glory. He wins the Lion City Cup by 6 lengths. Close for second, Key Expression or Really Good. Right behind them, Hulk was 4th. Then behind those horses, Lim's Classic, that Always Good, St. Ark, Bless, then First Touch and Super Racer.
It was 95 Emperor's best win, and as he headed for the line with the race in his keeping, Saimi had time to smell the roses.
Yeah, just looking at the Diamond Vision screen there, and he's giggling to himself. Where are you fellas, is what he's saying. He stops and poses for the photograph. Says g'day to the cameraman on the way. Now, that was a great performance.
Trained by Singapore's premiership leader, Charles Leck, 95 Emperor is by the Australian stallion Rory's Jester and has now won 14 of his 21 starts.
Certainly plenty.
Next day, it was the International Group 1 Singapore Airlines International Cup, the only international Group 1 race on the nation's calendar, carrying prize money of 3 million Singapore dollars or 1.8 million US. With runners from Germany, Ireland, Australia, South Africa, Japan, France and the US, the second leg of the World Racing Championships was probably the best field ever assembled in Singapore. It included 4-time Australian Group 1 winner Mummify and last year's winner, the German Apollo, carrying the number 1 saddlecloth.
They're racing in the Singapore Airlines International Cup, and Apollo beat them out. He's going to be ridden straight to the lead. In second spot is Sigi Medaya. Raoul is coming across. Star Over the Bay beaten for speed. He's back in 4th as they hit the winning post the first time. Then Samando, who's a little there as they head out of the straight, as Phoenix Reach, followed by Excalibur back on the rails. Alexander Gold runs lying at about 8th spot as they head out of the straight. A length and a half to Mayo's Music on the outside of Mount Street. They're followed by Shri. They are right approach, Turfell, and Light of Success is last. Into the back, 1,400 metres to go, and the pace is a cracker. It's Star Over the Bay on the outside of Apollo. They're 2.5 lengths on Seeking Medea, followed by Excalibur and Raoul. Next one is Mummify on the outside of Phoenix Reach, and then Alexander Gold Run, followed by Raoul. He's back in the field. On the outside there is Mayo's Music. Mummify's taking closer order. In behind those horses is Mount Street, followed by Right Approach, Shagadelic. Turfell and Light of Success brings up the rear to the top turn. 1,000 metres to go, and Apollo is the pilot by 2 lengths on Star Over the Bay, or something's gone wrong with Star Over the Bay. Seeking Medea has gone to second, a length to Excalibur. Raoul taking closer order. Phoenix Reach is going forward, so too Alexander Gold Run and Samando. Mummify's coming to the outside, approaching the home turn, and the rest of them are not in it. They're headed by Turfell and Shagadelic around the turn, and Stucker, set, go. Apollo has kicked away. It's Apollo about 2.5 lengths in front, but here comes Phoenix Reach and Mummify. Phoenix Reach went to Apollo. Mummify, Alexander Gold Run's going for the rails. Mummify for Australia is coming after Phoenix Reach. Then Alexander Gold Run. It's Mummify on the outside, just in front of Phoenix Reach, and Mummify's going to win it. Mummify for Danny Nikolic and Lee Friedman by 1/2 length. Phoenix Reach second, Alexander Gold Run third. Fourth, Right Approach, then Excalibur. Behind them, Turfell. They were followed by Seeking Medea, then Apollo, Samando. A long way back in the field was Shagadelic. Next one was Light of Success. They're coming in at long intervals. Mount Street and Raoul, and Mayo's Music was last.
It was victory to Australia, with Mummify scoring his 5th Group 1 victory and the first international win for trainers Lee and Anthony Friedman.
To ensure the pressure was on.
Although most of Mummify's best wins in Australia have come from on the pace, the early speed was so quick that jockey Danny Nikolic was content to let the 5-year-old settle back in the field. Phoenix Reach and Alexander Gold Run both ran honest races, but all honours were with Mummify, and with the double-figure odds proving attractive, his many owners celebrated what had turned into an all-expenses-paid holiday and then some. For Nikolic, the race was the biggest of his career, surpassing the Caulfield Cup he won on the same horse 18 months ago. Nikolic was keen to mark the occasion with a Frankie Dettori star jump, and he obviously thought the moment was doubly important.
There he goes. Apparently the photographers weren't ready, so Danny Nikolic hopped back into the saddle, and I tell you what, it was better second time around.
Mummify is by the Melbourne Cup winner Jeune and has won 8 of his 44 starts, including 5 at Group 1. And as we head to the break, this is the 3rd place getter in the Singapore Cup, Alexander Gold Run, who won last year's final race of the World Racing Championships, the Hong Kong Cup. We'll tell you which now famous horse she beat when we return on Racing World.